views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello and welcome to Bellas Fashionistas Home Edition. I am your host, Flor Cervello. It is a pleasure to have you join us on this beautiful afternoon. We trust that you and your loved ones are well and staying safe. In today's Bellas Fireside Chat conversation, we welcome entrepreneur, the founder and CEO of JJR Marketing and the Big Factor Media Publishing Companies, a full-service, award-winning marketing and public relations firm assisting clients from startup to Fortune 500 companies create leads, increase sales, and drive traffic into new markets. Please join me in welcoming Latina trailblazer and Mexicana Jacqueline Camacho Ruiz. Jacqueline, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here with you on this beautiful day and sharing value with your audience. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Jackie. It is a pleasure to have you. Now, may I please call you Jackie?
Absolutely, yes.
Jackie, tell us more about you and what it is that you do.
Well, I think sometimes the easier way to say it is what I don't do, because I do a lot of other a lot of things. So I can tell you that I don't sing. And everything else I pretty much do. I fly small planes. I run two nonprofit organizations, one here and one in Mexico. I run two successful companies, a nonprofit, basically a publishing house, a full service publishing house, and then a full service marketing PR agency. One of them for the last 14 years. And I'm the mother of two beautiful children, ages 10 and 13. And of course, the wife of a dreamer, amazing husband that just keeps me on my toes and co-dreams with me, and races his car and I race my plane. And, we do amazing things together, both in business and in life. So that's a little bit of my craziness.
Jackie, if we could start talking about all the amazing things that you do, we would never end an interview. And I just want to applaud you because you have been one of the leading Latinas that have paved the way to so many Latinas and youth. And, I just want to congratulate you for the 17 books that you've published, for the different companies that you actually do run. And congratulations, because I don't think I have yet met a Latina that flies a plane, which I found so intriguing. And thank you for that, for being that Latina powerhouse that's really making things happen, just like it says on your website, make it happen. And I find that to be so funny. But do please tell us a little bit more of your company at JJR Marketing.
So JJR Marketing started with a dream to help add value to subject matter experts in various industries: manufacturing, IT, professional services, aviation, in nonprofit organizations as well. And our mission is to essentially create integrated marketing programs that allow them to be positioned as marketing experts, or not marketing, as subject matter experts in their field with their various industries. So we, do everything from strategies to, deploying content, creative copy, sharing creative ideas, creating amazing connections, and getting them featured in the most powerful media: TV, radio, print, and magazines. So that's what we've been doing for the last 14 years, and that is the business that has grown to service many startups all the way to Fortune 100 companies. I'm like, my tongue is twisted and I don't know why. I typically have no issues speaking, but I need to do some exercises, for the interview, right?
How did you start? You've had your company now for 14 years?
Yes. I started at the age of 5. No, I'm just joking. It seemed like I was so young, because now I look at 23-year-olds and I'm like, wow, you're so young, right? Now that I'm 37. But
You
I
are?
started,
You're
mhm,
only 37?
yeah.
Wow, what a blessing.
So I started the company at the age of 23 and full speed ahead. I've now, survived a recession. Between the two companies, I employ and subcontract about 20 individuals. And yeah, we've been through recession in 2008. We've been through all kinds of stuff. And here we are, in the middle of a pandemic, thriving, helping companies thrive as well. So it's been quite an amazing journey. And my husband joined the company about a year into the business. So he's been with the company as the creative director for about 13 years. And all the beautiful things that you see, including my Pilotina logo and my 17 books and everything else, has been designed by my husband. So it's a true partnership in life and in business as well.
How can businesses be more innovative and thrive during difficult times?
Yeah, I actually have 3 short examples. For example, one of them, a company that was doing cleaning services for different corporations and companies. They basically their business was decimated overnight. And the 53-year-old owner was having this moment of complete devastation, saying, the phone is not ringing. Our business is gone. This is where he's put all his savings. He works with his wife too, so they're partners in this operation. And overnight, he built a landing page that said, cleaning for COVID-19. And literally the phones started ringing after he thought, this is over. We're going to declare bankruptcy. We're gone. Business started to pick up so incredible. And the first thing they did is they came back to us and they say, Jackie, we need you to help us get on TV, radio, print magazines. We want to share this inspiration with people. And so that's one example. Another company, they have 100 employees and they manufacture furniture. They're very sleek and very beautiful and functional. And they noticed that no orders were coming in because all the offices were obviously closed. So they decided within a week, and because of the amazing culture within this company, they decided to create a completely new line of products. And they came to us because they were thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to create a landing page, the e-commerce solution, the everything that I need to launch this new product in this pandemic? And they came to us, and what typically would take 5 weeks, we did it in 4 days.
Wow.
And then we got him TV interviews, radio interviews, podcast, print publication interviews, and they're thriving with this new offering. And that's basically essentially all they're selling right now, which is very exciting. Another company that sells light bulbs, an LED company, they have all these amazing pre-existing relationships with the providers and the suppliers. So they decided to, instead of bringing light bulbs, they decided to bring in masks. So now they have tasked us with the big mission of selling 4 million masks to businesses. And that's the campaign that we're working on right now. And so many other beautiful companies that have in the spur of the moment said, you know what, we are going to thrive, we're going to survive, and we need someone to help us encapsulate the message and the beauty to be able to bring it to market in this very difficult time. So we've been actually thriving, we've been growing, the demand is there. Businesses need creative ideas to make them come to life, and that's what we've been working on.
How can businesses pivot from a difficult environment and find innovation during a crisis?
I think there's a lot of little tips that I've learned, even in witnessing and navigating through a lot of the difficult times that the clients have been through. But the ones that I see thriving are the ones that are able to think on their feet and think of extemporaneously. They think, okay, now this is a new reality. What are we going to do to pivot? What are we going to do to align and collaborate? Like that company with 100 employees, they literally within a week, they developed an entire new line of products. And when I asked the owner, the CEO, I said, how did you do this? How did you make this happen? She said, I have an incredible culture in my team that I've been cultivating for years. So for us, I mean, we gel so well together. We have meeting of the minds. And when they all had the same vision, magic happened. So it's thinking on your feet. It's knowing, like Brian Tracy says, every minute that you plan, you save 10 minutes in execution of that plan. So anytime that you take during difficult times to step away, plan, you save 10 minutes in executing that actual plan. And when you are in the middle of a crisis, you don't have a lot of that time. So the more that you plan, the more that you can accelerate the success of that. I also see that companies that are thriving right now are those that already had a beautiful culture to begin with. Companies that had trust within their team, their staff, and the ones that are basically activating resiliency, activating gratitude, activating innovation during these difficult times, extemporaneously. So thinking on your feet, planning, sharing, collaborating, doing things quick, because you don't have a lot of time. What we have found is that today might be one thing, and then tomorrow you need to completely adjust to a whole new thing because of the breaking news, because of reports, because of all the stuff that's happening. So I think that just being able to know and to flow and identify when to make those decisions that can take you or break you.
We will take a quick break, and when we return, Jackie will provide additional tips and insights on how you could be able to become more innovative and be able to grow your company and take it to the next level. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Jackie. Now, going from the crisis to be able to come into a full running and on recovery, ready to reopen, as many of the states are in the process of doing so. I know that New York City just started yesterday, Monday, but I know that Chicago, you're out of Chicago. I know that Chicago had already reopened, and there's a lot of more other states that have reopened their uh, their businesses, or their states. Can you give us additional tips on how companies could be able to pivot from the crisis in order to be able to come to a full services providing and operating company during these times of crisis?
In addition to a lot of the things that I share with taking extemporaneous decisions and planning and pivoting and getting the meeting of the minds with your beautiful culture pre-pandemic, three of the things that I've decided to do for my firm and my company, and I hope that many of you will think of these or your own to adapt, are number one, I've decided to use this time, since I'm more home, to really think of creating more tools, more vehicles, more products, more services, thinking of how I am encapsulating my intellectual property in various ways. Like, give you an example, in the last 8 weeks, I've created more products than I had in the last 12 months before that, meaning that I published my 17th book. I created a board game and then launched a board game that was created based on my book series, Today's Inspired Latina, which is the largest collection of Latina stories in a book series in the world. I've also created an online course based on my skills as a pilot and how you can use those skills for life. So, things that I have been wanting to create for a long time. I have a productivity journal that I shared the version 2.0 with the world in the last couple of weeks. And all these things, have fueled me to create more. So how many of you can sit down, encapsulate your intellectual property, write it down, and make a product out of that? Make an infographic, make an article, make social media postables, make an ebook. There's so many ways to add value to other people by creating. The second thing is I've decided to intentionally sparkle my magic everywhere I go. I know that, yes, we are doing amazing. We are growing as a company. We have so much demand for both my publishing house and my marketing agency, but there are a lot of people that are not running with the same luck. There are a lot of people that are suffering, a lot of people that are having a difficult time. So I have my little antennas wide open to listen and to hear how I can be a catalyst of inspiration to other people. And I've been doing that. I've sent out more board games, chocolates, journeys, teddy bears in the last 8 weeks, and again the previous last 12 months, because I've intentionally decided to sparkle my magic. How many of you can help a family that needs food? How many of you can donate to a local nonprofit organization that needs you during these difficult times? Kindness expands and gratitude expands when you find yourself as a catalyst to those opportunities. And then finally, 3, I decided to thrive. As I said before, I've gone through recessions. I've actually survived cancer not once, but twice by the age of 21 and 23. I know what it takes to go through very difficult times and activate your resilience mode. And I decided, and I told my employees, by the end of this pandemic, you're all going to get a raise. We're going to go through this together. I'm going to get loans, whatever I need, but you're coming with me. We're going to thrive together. We're going to make this magic happen. And so those are my 3 things. I decided to create, to sparkle magic, and to thrive and to grow, and use this as an opportunity to activate a part of me as a CEO of 2 successful companies that I might have had forgotten, because the last time we went through this was 2008 with a recession. So it's been a while since we had a big bump on the road. But my body, my mind remembered the magic that we went through and how we grew out of that experience as well. So those would be the 3 things that I advise any business owner to consider.
How does a leader changes the mindset in being able to not only see things from the dark side into the light?
I think, the very first thing that you want to do is count your blessings. It probably sounds counterproductive to say, well, in difficult times, can I have that magic? Can I see that magic? And the answer is yes. If you take a moment to say, in this very dark moment, in this very difficult moment, what are the things that are light? What are the things that are good? Like I'm alive, I'm healthy. Gratitude seems to be magnetic. And this applies to business and for life as well. And I think the more that you remember the blessings that you have during difficult times, the more that you're able to activate more of those blessings. And I've tested that over and over and over and over again. So to me, it would be gratitude to make a list, even in your business journal. I have all color, in my journal, all these notes and stuff, where I literally take the time and I just like, oh my God, I'm grateful for that too. I'm grateful for this. And now I got to do this. And but don't forget you're grateful for that. So gratitude is going to get you back in center, and it's going to get you back, excited to take over and conquer, whatever is to come. And you will never be left alone, there will always be beauty when you find gratitude in something, and that'll attract more of that beauty to your life.
What are the additional things as a business owner that one can do to continue to maintain? Because let's be honest, it is challenging. It's challenging that when you're going through not seeing the funds to be able to maintain your team.
We live in a world, we as CEOs and visionaries, we live in 2 worlds, right? The world of reality where you know that you have to make payroll for next week or pay payroll taxes, and then the kind of like the dreaming part of it, right? So you have the whimsical, where you see the future, and then you have the pragmatic, where you're looking at, what else can I do? What else can I do to activate, what I know, right? And what things do I have to put in place? So on the dreaming side, your team is looking at you as the leader, as the visionary, and even though you don't think you're being watched, your team is counting on you for both guidance and inspiration. So it's very important that you are conscious about the things that you're doing and the decisions that you're making. Second, I think that, when you're leading and you're leading a team, you also have to think of, wow, how am I going to get through this, right? So are you getting loans? Are you getting lines of credit? Are you getting those cushions? If you don't have those funds, have you prepared for a crisis? Do you have a contingency plan to say, like, typically loans are not given to you when you need them. Loans are given to you when you don't need them, right? When you have abundance. So it's during those times that you're able to see the vision of, how do I prepare for a crisis? Because now that I have access to finances, now that I have access to loans, because they know that my business is doing very well, I can get a line of credit, put it on the side, and if I ever need it for an emergency, I'm prepared. So that's what I've done. I've had loans, I've had lines of credit. I applied for the PPP as soon as it came out, and I got it. I then applied for a loan from the SBA, a nice, amazing loan. Only a very small APR, and I am prepared. So if I lose every one of my clients, which is unlikely, God forbid, if I lose every one of my clients, I'm prepared for the next year or year and a half to be able to provide for my team and take care of them, so that they know that, like, I'm taken care of. Like, I have the resources to be able to carry them through, even if I don't get any type of revenue coming in, because I prepare for this contingency.
So what do you have to say for those that aren't prepared? What kind of advice can you give them?
Prepare today. I don't think it's ever too late to prepare, and create that contingency plan, because what we know for sure is that crisis is going to happen, whether it's a pandemic, a recession, an illness, God forbid, cancer, whatever that is, it will happen. One of those, or a combination. Like right now we have the protest and we have the pandemic, right? It's like double crisis. So, an awakening too, because there's a lot of beautiful things that come from people, expressing their voice. But so you think of all these different things that are happening. We need to prepare for the worst. We need to make sure that we're constantly sharpening our saw, make sure that we're constantly reading, make sure that we're constantly connecting, that we're constantly expanding our network, because when you need, God forbid, that you need something, then you have an entire network of people that you've built during the good times. So that would be my recommendation, is that you sit down today. If you have not put money aside, which I recommend that you put 4 to 6 months away for any business operation, so that you're okay. But if you don't put money aside, start putting money aside today. Start putting together, away 5% of the net, or 5% of the gross right away. Just put it on top, just put it aside on a business savings or something, so that you can have that squared away, because that's what I started doing too. I have my business savings, I have my line of credit, I have my loans if I need to access them. And thank God, because we've been, super busy, we haven't had the need to access that. But you want to have layers of preparation, so that when things hit, you're prepared, and then you can continue to think creatively and extemporaneously, without being so pressured because you need to survive the next month and you don't even have money to pay your house. So start planning today. Get a life insurance, get a business insurance, liability insurance, get whatever things that you need to prepare for the contingency plan of a crisis. Get it done today. That would be my recommendation.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for joining us this afternoon and for providing all this instrumental and needed information for any small business or any business out there. that is struggling at the moment. I know that there's a lot of businesses that have literally closed their services and come up to a halt. And and it's very unfortunate, but I'm sure that from those businesses, a new one will be created. Thank you so much. How can people contact you, Jackie?
On LinkedIn, probably for business purposes, Jacqueline Camacho on LinkedIn. And, Instagram I've been using as well, Pilotina_official. Pilotina is a word that I made up as pilot plus Latina. And because it's fun, right? And we can, right? We can be creative and think outside the box. And there's not a lot of us around the United States and the world. And Facebook is Jacqueline Camacho as well. So you can catch me there in one of my flying adventures, one of my business campaigns, ideas, new product launches, new book launches, in my travels around the world. I love to connect with you and help you with whatever you need, a book, a campaign, idea, product. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve. I live to serve and I serve to live. That's my mission in life. As after I, went through what I went through and the blessing of being alive. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. We look forward to seeing you soon at our show. This is your house. So please, anything that you want to be able to speak to us about or bring it to our attention, do not hesitate to call us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm blessed to be here.
Thank you for joining us. Be sure to follow us on social media at Bellas Fashionistas and our media partner at BronxNet TV. To watch more of our programming, please visit our websites at www.bellasfashionistas.com and our media partner at www.bronxnet.org. Take care and have a great day.